Hi, this is Shane with The Rational Trader. It is Monday the 11th, and it should be a quick video tonight. Running late in addition to not much going on here. So, nothing in the yen or the euro, okay? And then in gold, the gold's running a new 5-tick chart, which is basically a faster chart than 7-tick. We talked about it in last night's video. +3, so there was a this nice scalp right here on that break, getting in just before the break. You can see the break right here. I like this kind of trade where you get in before the break, and then the stops propel you into your first targets. In this case, that's it. So we get 10 ticks, and then the market rolls over. It's a nice looking short actually right there. As a human, you see it right. You see this attempt here to go higher, and you realize what's going on really on that bar as it rolls over and then tries again and then fails. And then tried to get long. I didn't try. The machine then gets long here and takes a 7-tick loss, so +3 ticks there on 2 trades. In the NASDAQ Sim, no trades. Let's see here. This is the analysis shows an average of 3 trades per day. We haven't seen that in what 6 days of trading here. I haven't seen anything close to it, so I'm curious to see what's going on here. So much movement in this market, my goodness. So staying out of trouble here makes good sense to me. Excuse me, I'm not feeling too hot today. This is the right place to be looking. I like that. There's just no signal. We're using the that's an interesting way to think about it. Before October, when we were trying to figure out how to trade these volatile markets, we had sort of 2 ways to approach it. One was to use you have to excuse me for a minute, I'm going to cough. All right, so we used to do this where the way that we controlled how dealing with the volatility was by forcing the machine to look for only trades with bigger moves. And I'm still using that method as the input, as part of the input. It's a really complex set of pre-processing steps. But it occurred to me that I should look at that again, since we're doing a couple things differently now in terms of picking our spots and then doing how we approach the analysis on what behaviors to trade. I'm gonna put that on my list to look at. So that's a key difference between this market and all the other markets we're trading here. There's a different way that we establish what governs a good trade entry. It may be perfectly appropriate. I need to go look at it now that I'm just sitting here thinking about it. The other thing we're doing in Sim also is the overnight session for the euro. So what I've done here is built a separate model that's trained just on the overnight data for the euro, and this is also running in Sim. And there was a trade in here somewhere because there's a 9-tick gain. There it is, right there. So off of this bounce here, get in long here. Actually, had the trade management was incorrect. It should be I should be trailing by 15. This is trailing by 20, so that should be a little bit more of a gain there. So the idea here is that because the volumes are so different between the overnight session and the U.S. cash session, we want to use. Gosh, here it goes again. All right, sorry about that. Because the volumes are so different between the overnight session and the cash session, to separate them, create separate models. Don't try to trade the overnight session using price action and order flow from the U.S. base, the U.S. cash session, and vice versa. So I built a model to look at that, and the analysis looks pretty good, actually. So now we're simming it. And then this is the kind of thing where it's just like in gold. I made a change to gold and just immediately took this live. I was doing 7-tick range bar last week. I'll burn this in live for a week and then release it to members. This is kind of similar. I just wanted to make sure there was no major problem trading. It's kind of just with the setup, and then with trade, I'll burn this in for 1 week and then start trading it live next week. This requires a different, sort of back end setup. There's actually two machine learning servers running. One is running everything that for the U.S. session, and then you have to have a separate one for the Euro London session. And that's because it's a different model but the same symbol. So we have to tell this overnight chart to look elsewhere for its predictions. So that'll make things a little more complex if members want to do that. And that is it for tonight. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. Take care.